Hi guys, I hope that you're all doing well. Before we get into the reading, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. Seems like there are a lot of different energies floating around. Two of Cups wanting to come out can be a focus on you and somebody else. Partnership or relationship. I do keep seeing the Three of Cups. There may be a social gathering that you're going to. There may be a friend that you're seeing, somebody that you're hanging out with, someone you're meeting up with. Definitely could be making plans with somebody, being invited somewhere. We are starting off with the Knight of Pentacles. It may have taken a while to get this offer or to make this plan. But this is somebody that you connect with. This is somebody that you have a connection with. Okay, so somebody's coming through making an offer, but you're not expecting for this to happen. Could feel very random the way that it happens. So we have the Knight of Pentacles. We have a Tower. For some of you, you're not expecting to hear from this person. What's interesting about the Tower being connected with this is that the Knight of Pentacles is generally like reliable and stable. It's somebody that's coming through where like they've thought this through. Remember, energies can be reversed. We're just sticking with one perspective so as not to make this confusing. So somebody's coming through and proposing something to you. This can be a business partnership. It can be like somebody reaching out to you. It can be like a job offer that you're getting. For some of you, this is more socially centered for you. Something that's connecting you within your personal life. For some of you also, this can be an unexpected proposal. Definitely can be. Definitely. Yeah, I'm seeing this be a surprise that you look at and it feels like a good surprise. Because we're looking at the Ten of Pentacles coming out. Feeling like this was just a matter of time. For some of you, I am getting something about an announcement. Yeah, it looks like something goes very well, but something pops up or something even comes into play that you weren't expecting to come into play for you. It feels like a very, very dramatic beginning scene that I'm seeing here. Yeah, I feel like something even blows your mind about what this is. And to have the Ten of Pentacles and also the Wheel of Fortune here, this is like a windfall type of energy. It's like, wow, I didn't expect that to go so well. but I'm seeing like somebody else come through that's connected with this. It's like somebody's coming through and making a solid offer to you, or like you get a job offer coming through and it's for like much more money than you thought that it would be, or there are resources connected to this, or like somebody's showing up and I'm hearing blown out of the water. Something feels very, very solid, and this is also very surprising for some reason. But I'm not seeing this be a tower where it's like, oh, what you've been building is being knocked over. This looks like, no, the reason that the tower is here is because, like, you weren't expecting things to go this well. This is how I'm reading it. Yeah, this looks like... yeah, something going very, very well. Something even working out really well. It's like you received something and you didn't think that it would be this solid. And I'm seeing this even directionally give you something. So somebody's coming through and bringing something to you. And again, I'm seeing this be like much more than you expected. Whatever this Ten of Pentacles was that you had been thinking was going to come through, it's like 10 times better than you thought it would be. And I'm seeing this even give you room as far as a direction. You may be taking something from this and doing something with it. It's like there's something to learn from. Like somebody may even be giving you a valuable piece of information or a valuable sort of experience that you are going to use to like better yourself or better your life in some way. Or to learn from. There's something you can definitely learn from here. There's something that's even expanding, that's making sense to you about your life and what you're connecting with. For some of you, this is going to inspire something very big for you as well. Beautiful. Yeah, something is very intriguing to you, I'm seeing. And you are starting something because of this. This is a kicking off type of energy. Whatever this is that's entering through for you, it's giving you some sort of idea that then you're taking and running with this. It's almost like somebody handing you a key in some way and something that you can learn from. And I'm seeing this inspire you enough where you're like, I'm actually motivated to not just like read the pamphlet that I've just been handed. I actually want to travel there. Can be literally, can be metaphorically speaking. So whatever this is that's coming through, it's more than just, even if this is just like a person coming through, there's so much more connected to this energetically than just this being about a person. It's like this person is bringing something very important into your life, and it's not just about this person showing up for you. It's about like them and also all of the other stuff that they're bringing to you. I'm almost getting this kind of be like a messenger sort of energy. And something is definitely inspiring you to take the next steps forward. With the Wheel of Fortune, I'm seeing this be like, Jupiter's coming through and being like, I have something to teach you. I have something to show you. We can move in this direction. We can move in that direction. Here's kind of like the book of what you can be learning from. And the Page of Swords is in a space of like you wanting to absorb all of this information, and you feel inspired and you feel excited. And something is really intriguing to you. Something's really interesting to you. And I'm seeing this be interesting enough that you're like, I want to start something with this. I want to do something with this. I don't just want to like look at this or look into this or learn about this and not apply it. I actually want to do something with this. So this feels like a moment where something kind of really opens up for you. And I'm seeing you be in a space where you know that you're motivated, you know that you're inspired. You may just be figuring out, like, how do I get this started? How do I start pursuing this thing? Because I know that, like, the motivation is here for me. It's just about, pragmatically, what grounded steps do I want to take to follow through with this? I definitely get a sense of you feeling very, very excited about something. For some of you, this is about, okay, the star is popping up. We can talk about the 11th house. We can talk about Aquarian energy in general. The star, this can be like a healing energy. It can be you exploring more of your purpose. There can be a dream that you're going after. There can be a vision that you are holding on to that you want to fulfill. Whatever this is, this feels very important to you. So it can be, again, like a dream that you're following, a dream that you're pursuing. It can be a path that feels right to you. It can be an aspect of your healing journey that you're pursuing. It can be a passion, a wish fulfillment. Yeah, something is now available to you that maybe wasn't available before. It seems like you have something, you've been given access to something that it's almost like you weren't waiting for this. You weren't really expecting for this to arrive, and then this thing happens and it kicks off all of these other things for you. So I'm not seeing you having been sitting around really anticipating this, but again, it definitely exceeds your expectations, and I'm seeing this drive you very deliberately and purposefully down a particular path that you feel connected with. For some of you, there is definitely something going on with like resources or money. I'm seeing a lot of money here with the Ten of Pentacles and the Devil. I do keep seeing Cancer on the bottom of the deck. So you're maneuvering through some heavy energy within the 3D is what I'm seeing. Whatever this thing is that you're pursuing, that you feel you're meant to be exploring, there are aspects of this that are going to feel very heavy because of the way that it's connecting with you within the 3D. It's a situation where you know that there is going to be some like struggling or even intensity in order for you to accomplish something. Let's give an example of a situation. You want to obtain a degree. You know that there are going to be sacrifices, and you also know that it's going to be maybe stressful and difficult and needing to like manage your time in order to study and in order to complete like your classes and all of that stuff in order to get the degree at the end. So there's some sort of mission that you're going on here where you know that there are going to be obstacles, you know that it's going to get difficult at times. Even this notion of you like obtaining information at times may feel difficult, but I'm definitely seeing luck be on your side here with you exploring this. It kind of seems like the universe is like, here, we're encouraging you to go in this direction. There are going to be times where there will be things that pop up that may make it challenging for you. It may feel challenging for you. However, this is something that you're capable of doing. I am seeing stuff about attachments here. The more attachments you have, it looks, the more difficult this may be. Let me get more and see what this is about. You want to find the right support. You want to make sure that you're talking to the right people, getting information from the right people. You also want to check in with your self-talk space as well. If you put yourself into a box where you are telling yourself that you can't do this, it's going to make it much more difficult. If you are around people where there is a lack of support as far as you doing this, it is going to be much more difficult for you. However, I'm seeing something turning around that may have been more of a barrier before that is not going to be so much of a barrier. Whether this be you changing up how you were seeing something for yourself, how you were seeing yourself in relation to other people, or even the people that you were putting yourself around, or even like listening to, getting your information from. Yeah, I'm getting this too. There's something so very important here about the Page of Wands and the Star, where you're kind of being put into this situation where it's like, yeah, you can access this, you can follow your dreams here, you can do that. However, if there's toxicity within your environment that you keep getting dragged back into willingly, because with the devil, it's like the devil doesn't keep you with chains stuck to stuff. The devil is a seductive type of energy where it's like, don't you want to be part of this? This is going to be like really fun, but it's only, you only engage within those things if you are willing to do that. So if you are not willing to connect with these things that you feel like are toxic in some way to you, then it's nothing that's going to be able to trap you. It's that notion of like desire is a trap itself when it comes to these things. So there may be things that are very like seductive and tempting for you that are around that bring more stress into your life, and especially because they create a feeling of further separation and make it more difficult for you to work through things, and even kind of put a film over your perspective that paints things in a way that has you feeling like you're not going to be able to do what you're setting out to do. So it's just something to be mindful of, because I'm seeing like if you continue engaging within this environment, it's definitely something that can get in the way of the progress that you're making, and even make it feel to you like it's going to be impossible for you to accomplish what you're setting out to do here. I'm seeing that look like the challenge or the barrier for you. And yeah, I want to definitely say this again. When it comes to the energy that is the devil, it's not like somebody spooky showing up and being all scary and like tempting in a way where you feel it's not like a monster type of energy. This is something that it's going to be alluring, it's going to be appealing, it's going to be magnetic, but it's something that will be out of balance, or it's something that you feel kind of pulls you away from where you're really trying to go. It kind of sucks you in. So again, it's a seductive energy. But it's something that when you get caught up in it, it may feel more difficult for you to break away from it, almost like it drains your willpower. And that's how you'll know that something is not empowering to you, is that you feel a lack of willpower and you kind of feel like you're giving up your power to something else. But when you're in a situation where you feel empowered and you are connected, you are going to feel the strongest, you are going to feel the most inspired, you're going to feel safe, you're going to feel calm, you're going to feel reassured, you're going to feel like you're giving yourself the support that you need, you're going to feel connected, things like that. It looks too like you have all of the tools in your tool belt to effectively maneuver through the challenges that you're facing. It's just a matter of deciding to actually like pull them out and use them, the tools that you have in your toolbox. Because harmony is obtainable for you. You just have to be patient as you're building it. I am seeing something is going to take some time, but it looks like it's going to be definitely worth it to you. But you have to be able to, something that's going to be important for you is that like while you wait, it's going to be important to keep yourself grounded, to continue with your mission, to follow your mission and not lose faith in what you're doing. To still believe in it. Because as soon as you start losing your cool because your ego is whispering in your ear, like, this isn't working, it's taking too much time, and you kind of slip into that mind frame, it's going to make it harder for you to continue with something that you're doing. But if you are able to steady yourself emotionally, energetically, psychologically as you move through this, it's going to help you stick with it. You just have to kind of like coach yourself through. You have to talk yourself through. And find support wherever you have that within your life. There could also be a friend or like an important anchor that you are developing that is going to feel helpful to you. For some of you too, you may actually be writing down like reminders or affirmations of like why you're doing what you're doing, things that when you start to like waver, you can kind of check back in, and it's going to like center you, ground you, anchor you. Yeah, I'm definitely getting stuff about writing things down. It's like memos to self or even like mantras and stuff like that you can reference back, and it'll kind of like bring you back into that vibrational space when you feel yourself kind of shifting around. Yeah, I'm getting that will be helpful. There are going to be collaborations that you will be connecting with, but I'm seeing this be, I'm hearing not yet. There are certain things that you're still moving through. Yeah, I'm also seeing too that for some of you, you may start working with like someone or other people. And this doesn't just have to be people. This can be you like finding mentors and stuff through like podcasts or books that you're reading. Remember, it doesn't need to be you face to face with someone, although it can be. But I'm seeing like certain energies are going to come through as guides for you. And these are going to be processes that will take time, and you sticking with these things and sticking through these things to allow them to fully come to fruition is going to be very important, because like your willingness to work through something even though it isn't instantaneous is going to feel very important to you. And also sticking with things even in times where you feel or like slip into a space where you feel like the world is against you. Which, like, that may not be something that's constant for you. That can be something that maybe pops up. Or you take it very personally, the way that somebody says something to you and you feel like you get dragged down by it. It's about, like, getting back up after those instances. Or even being in a self-talk space where you are learning that, like, rather than clinging to it and perpetuating that, just sitting there and noticing those things. Rather than feeling like you need to make that solid, kind of letting it come and letting it go, observing it, rather than feeling like you need to interact with it. You can just sit with it. Especially things that turn you off, things that you don't want to engage with. And also anybody around you that is instilling any sort of like fear or separateness. things that have you feeling a sense of anxiety, or anything that you feel like is mean-spirited. I'm trying to like get more of a read on what this Five of Swords is, but it may be different, very, very different for each of you. So there's a proposal here. I'm seeing there be an opportunity for you to start something that you definitely feel like motivated and inspired and excited about. I saw 2552 on the time. If you look up the angel number, that will give you more insight as to what this is about. I'm seeing you be in a space where it's kind of like revving your engine before you start going somewhere, and I'm seeing you be in a space where you're kind of like meditative and grounded before you start doing something, and it seems like a lot begins falling into place. There's an emphasis on you being cool-headed even though you feel very excited. So I'm seeing you go into something with it feels like the beginning of a journey. It feels like the beginning of a journey. So then something happens that feels unexpected to you. And I'm seeing you be in a place where there's a choice that needs to be made that feels like an important choice. And I am seeing something that may absolutely be related to like resources, finances. And something that is going to take time to happen and fall into place. Something is going to happen. It just, like, I'm seeing the Wheel of Fortune be a timer that's set, and you have to wait until it gets to 0, and then something's going to come through for you. It's like the universal timing, the divine timing of this. You're going to have to wait until something is fully baked, metaphorically speaking, in order for it to be ready, in order for this thing to fully come to fruition. However, I am seeing something's happening. I'm also seeing, this may not just be one person. There can be multiple people that you're interacting with, multiple people that you're exchanging energy with, multiple people that you are collaborating with. As you are learning, as you are connecting, as you are interacting with these different energies, you want to be mindful and using like a filtration process essentially when it comes to which energies you are taking on and which energies you are kind of like barricading yourself from, like which ones you're taking protective measures with. This also reminds me too of the notion of like when we work with different people, because you are not going to like work with another version of yourself, like a complete mirrored image version of yourself. There are going to be people that you connect with that are really amazing teachers for you, and you don't need to agree with everything that they're saying. You want to be able to learn from people and take what resonates with you. And if they are saying something that you don't agree with, it doesn't mean you need to throw everything out that you ever learned from that person. It just means that those aren't things that you subscribe to as well. So that's also something to be mindful of, to not slip into like this black and white space where you feel like you have to agree with everything that like a teacher is going to tell you or that a guide is going to tell you. Otherwise, like none of what they're saying is valid. It's something where like you get to decide what you want to take, and if that works for you, if that works with you, and if that is something that you want to adopt as well and take on. But you going through that and creating your own filter of like what resonates with me and what doesn't resonate with me, that's definitely going to be a challenge here. And also like opening yourself up enough to receive and extract the information that you need to extract. Because there's going to be a lot of stuff that comes through that is at your disposal, and a lot of information that a lot of information that becomes accessible to you, and you have to figure out like what of that information is valuable and what information is trivial, and what of that do you want to apply to what it is that you're doing. It's kind of like, an easy example that I can make that's related to this is like when you're channeling, there are so many different things, there's so many different frequencies that you can tune into and connect with, but you want to take the information that you feel is going to be pertinent to what you are doing within that moment. What you feel like is significant to what you're doing. So even though there may be a lot of information that comes through, you have to pick through and see what you think is going to be relevant. And your guides are definitely going to help you as well. You kind of want to find like the commonalities. It's like finding the pattern, following the golden thread through everything. And that is how you're going to figure out what you are meant to kind of like string along and what you can allow to keep passing by, floating through. I'm definitely seeing your guides help you. Also, too, as you move through this, you reflecting and really taking the time to sit with everything is going to be important. For some of you, you may feel like you don't have as much time or as much alone time or space as you would like. Work with what you have, because you have everything that you need. All right, so we are looking at Mars, Aquarius, Capricorn, Jupiter. It looks like there is some sort of action that you're going to be taking, a conversation that you're going to be having, can even be an announcement that you're making. There may be something even more public that you're doing, more publicly. You would be initiating this verbally, communication-wise. I'm seeing this again. I'm seeing a lot of information coming through, like a lot of information being thrown at you. You want to take your time moving through all of that. Don't feel like you need to rush. You are working on your time frame. You doing things properly is properly, effectively, moving with the flow, moving with your rhythm is going to be much more important than you just quickly getting things done. Take your time. Okay, so I'm seeing that there may be a particular person, a particular relationship, a particular collaboration that you are working through that may feel quite challenging right now. Especially too because like in some ways something is going on where either this person gets you into a space where you feel defensive and may shut down, or you see that other person being like that. It can be both of you guys too. There's going to be important information that you're getting or an important conversation that you're having, and it seems like it's coming through from somebody that you are close with, and it is going to help you finish out a cycle that's connected with this person that you're like working with or collaborating with. And collaborating with doesn't it doesn't have to mean like somebody that you're working with in a financial setting. It can be like a partnership that you're working with, and it can be like a friend. It can be somebody that you're married to. It can be lots of different things. It's just somebody that right now you're working closely with and exchanging energy with, and you feel like there's a point of you trying to accomplish something or get somewhere with this person. Like there's an energetic transaction that's happening between the two of you. Something is about to come in full bloom, but I'm seeing there are also changes that are happening simultaneously. It even looks like the biggest change is going to occur at the end, and I'm seeing this be something where you feel like balance is restored in some way, maybe in a way that you felt had become off kilter. It even seems like some type of conversation becomes easier than it had been before. Like something is more clear, whereas maybe before you had been trying to articulate something or have a conversation with someone, and it's like you felt like you couldn't articulate effectively, or you weren't really understanding what this other person was saying. Something was going on where there was like static on the line between you and this person, but then I'm seeing that not be the case anymore. There's just a challenge that you needed to move through and also kind of like reframe and open yourself up to, and then I'm seeing something become very clear. It's kind of like the communication floodgates are open, and then something makes clear sense to you. There's no more static on the line anymore. This seems like somebody that you've been working with, like somebody that you know, somebody that you're familiar with. Yes. This is somebody it appears like they have been some sort of stable fixture within your life. Somebody that you would deem as being reliable and steady. There could have definitely been a situation where somebody hurt your feelings also. There was some type of pain that happened. This may not have happened with this person. It could have been stuff from your past, but something that was brought into this relationship. And it could have had you feeling, okay, let's use an example. Say in the past you were in a relationship with someone where if you felt hurt by something, if you brought it up to them, they would shut you down, they wouldn't listen, and it ended up being an experience where you were like, I just realized that it's so much better for me not to talk about how I'm feeling, because it ends up being such a worse situation when I do bring it up, so I'm not going to bother doing that anymore. And then like that relationship ends and you get in a new relationship with someone, and something may have like triggered something for you that went on, and rather than you saying something, you may have like kind of shut down and not said anything to this person. Because in the past, you learned that when you said something, it caused more issues for you, so you shut down. It looks like something similar may have been happening with a current situation where you were meant to open up and talk to somebody, but because of you being in a space where you're like, I know that it's not gonna go well, or this could have even been a subconscious thing where you just like shut down without really processing it and thinking about it. But I'm seeing something is going to be changing. I am seeing this be related to pain and you feeling like there was a lack of support, or you being in a space where you're like, even if I say something, nothing's going to happen, or it's going to be a worse situation, in a space where you were limiting yourself from expressing something that had gone on that did feel painful to you, that you wanted to get off your chest, and that you would have if you felt like you were in a supportive environment, or an environment that's conducive to you doing that. But I'm seeing you be in a space where you're like, that's not going to get me anywhere. that's not going to do anything for me. Me being in a space where I'm like cutting myself off from communicating with this person that's important to me, that I have a relationship with, where communication is very important. I recognize that if I keep shutting down and if I keep cutting off that communication with this person, it's going to leave me in a space where I feel even less support, because I'm not allowing myself to be seen, because I'm not sharing, because I'm not opening up, and because I'm not trusting this person. So I'm seeing you like cut something off because you're like, that's not an effective way to be working within a relationship with this person. And you feel motivated now, you feel driven now. Because you were feeling, I'm seeing there be a lack of harmony that you had been feeling with this person, but you were in a space where you're like, I don't know why I feel this lack of harmony with them and why I feel like it's not obtainable. And then I'm seeing you check within and realize that it was something that was going on your end. Could have also been on this person's end, but I'm seeing you be in a spot where you're like also understanding your responsibility and your part and what you had to do with this. Because it's not about pointing fingers, it's about figuring out what the issue was and how to resolve that, how we want to troubleshoot this. So it looks like you very clearly understand what this is now, so we can get a move on with things and get to where you want to be. I'm also seeing something feel kind of stressful too, because this also means that changes are involved with it. However, I'm seeing you be in a space where you're like, even if this feels scary or uncomfortable, I'm still going to go through with it anyway because it's important to me. And so I'm seeing you come out in a space where this looks like a very big win for you. Because something that may have like felt even like terrifying to open yourself up to within the relationship with this person, it looks very much like you are doing that. Like something that could have held you back or something that you were worried about or even felt scared about doing, I'm seeing you be in a space where this is something that you have transcended. Definitely took changing and movement on your part. But I'm seeing you got to a place where you were motivated enough that you were like, even if this feels scary to me, I'm going to do it anyway because I know that I don't want to stay in this spot where I am, and I know that things can be better for me, and I at least have hope and faith that by me making these moves, I'm going to be able to reach that and accomplish that. And it looks very much like whatever this was that you set out to do, I'm seeing there be an accomplishment here where like you have achieved that with the 9 of Pentacles and the 6 of Wands. For some of you, this is something that's in the process of happening. This may not have like fully played out yet, but this is where you're going. This is the trajectory. Yeah, I'm seeing something where it's like one step at a time, and I'm also seeing there be planning that's involved with this. I'm looking at Scorpio. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you for connecting. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.